this church every week, but it's really some dancing music this week. I can't help myself. Welcome to Learning Together, a time for God's children of all ages to learn together. Before we get started with today's lesson, I just want to draw your attention to a few announcements. First of all, Camp Spirit. I know, every week I'm telling you about it. It's because it's the best darn camp on the whole Vancouver Island. We will have a week here, August 16th, and then the following week, August 23rd, is happening up in Cumberland at Weird Church. This is a chance for campers heading into kindergarten up through grade 5 to do their camper thing. It's day camp 9 to 3, Monday to Friday. And if you have any young ones heading into grade 6 through 8, they will be part of our Leader in Training program, where they will get some specialized leadership training and some opportunities to try that out. And then if you're in grades 9 through 12, there just may be, actually I don't even know if there's a spot left, but there are some opportunities for some paid volunteer work, as we say. And we just found out that we got another grant to hire another coordinator. So our program director for the year is once again our youth leader, Jenna Sport, and she'll be joined by Kumi Huff, who we know and love here at St. George's, and Emily Box, who worked at camp last year as well. And so we actually just found out we get funding for one more, so we'll be on the lookout for another coordinator to serve all the camps on Vancouver Island this summer. What's next on our list of announcements? Yes, the family retreat has been postponed to July. Of course, that's dependent on COVID restrictions, but hopefully we will get together in our COVID pods, or our family pods, I should say, at Camp Pringle, so that we can be together while staying safely apart, following all guidelines. And so that's at Camp Pringle at Shawnigan Lake in July. You can contact me for more details on that. Children's Church at Home is continuing. There's always something new, and I usually am pretty silly in those videos, so you might want to check those out. They're just ways for your family to gather and learn more about how to follow Jesus in your home. Youth group actually is continuing in a bit of a different format on Thursdays at 4:30. Because Youth Minister Jenna is changing her hats from youth group to Camp Spirit this week. Youth group won't continue in the same sort of way, but there will still be a way for the youth who have created this wonderful community to gather on Thursdays on Zoom. So keep on looking out for a little update from me on that. And I think that's all I have for you this week. Fantastic. So let's get started. I'm going to pull this over here. Got my treasure chest. Now, if you've been around a little bit, you know that I always bring out the color that, the liturgical color, as we say, and I always have a cloth and my stole, and all of the banners in the church always match, and that tells us what season in the church we are in, the church season. And church seasons aren't quite like summer, spring, winter, and fall. We are still in the Easter season. I know Easter happened a little while ago, but it's so big and important. We keep talking about Easter for weeks and weeks and weeks, a whole 50 days. It's just so important. And during the Easter season, it's my friend Jesus. It's my main man. I do love him the best of all the people. It's all right, my family knows that. So Jesus was resurrected on Easter, right? He came back to life. And we spend Easter talking about that and also thinking about all the ways that Jesus helps us live in God's way in the world. And now, I've been singing this song in my head all week. Join in if you know it, okay? Are you ready? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Come on now. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. You know it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you for the backup vocals in church. Woohoo! So it got me thinking about, actually, you know what? God gave me this light, this spirit of joy, and I am to share it with the world. Now, everybody has different spiritual gifts, but the light of love that I have, that's in my heart, that God put there, it's my job to let that light shine. Uh-oh. Huh. This is embarrassing. My light's not working. Oh! Look at that. It's not plugged in. Thank you. Man, that was embarrassing. Let's see. Plugged in? My light can shine. Actually, you know what? That makes me think of a Bible story. Of course it does. Everything makes me think of Bible stories. There's this part in the book of John where Jesus says, I am the vine, and you are the branches. And so there's this whole idea that Jesus teaches about, because they didn't have lamps that could plug in. That was my modern interpretation for you for today. But can you imagine if I cut this off right here, if I took my scissors and I went snip, and I just put that on the table, would that grow? No. I mean, I could put it in some water and it might grow some roots, and I'd have to really tend it and put it in the window, and I'd give it this special kind of food, and then I'd have to plant it in a special kind of soil, and then I could nurture it. That's not what I'm talking about. If I cut all of these branches off, snip, would the plant survive? Probably, yeah. But would these branches I cut off survive? No, not so much. See, and that's what Jesus was getting at, and that's what I'm trying to get at here too, is God calls us to shine our light, to let our little light shine for all the world to see, so everybody knows that God's love is amazing, steady and unchanging, hallelujah. You know the song. So, but what happens if we are disconnected from the source? Light goes out. Same thing with the plants. So in order for me to let my light shine, in order for my connection with God to be what it needs to be, I got to be plugged in to God so that my light can shine. And when I become unplugged, I can't let my joy, my love, my hope, all the good things that God puts in my heart, I can't let them out because I'm unplugged. But you know what's amazing? God's love. God's love is always ready, right there, no matter where my plug is. God's always ready. And I just have to, and look, right away, no delay. I plug into God, and I'm filled right up, right away. And sometimes we all do things that might unplug a little bit. Maybe our light starts to shudder just a little bit. Maybe, God's working really hard to keep us plugged in. But look, even just the littlest, it's not even, So listen, if you ever feel like your light isn't able to shine, all you got to do is plug back in. Now, some ways we can do that is we can tell a friend how we're feeling and we can pray with them. We can pray on our own. We can talk about maybe something we feel guilty about and receive God's forgiveness. There's so many ways to plug in, but we can't shine our light without being plugged in to God. But fortunately, God's plug is always available. And just like Gregor came and helped me out, there's usually someone ready to show us exactly where that extension cord is. Yeah? Thanks for joining me for the lesson today. Now let's sing about it.
Right. I hope you're all standing up or going to jump with your hands or jump with your feet today. Let's sing I Can Feel You Near Me, God.